Mr. Stout, there are four big players, right? Four big airlines.
Yes.
United, Delta, American, and then Southwest is big, but not quite as big as the other three. Is that right?
That's correct.
And then there's a second category, this low-cost carriers, and sort of in the middle. And that's people like JetBlue and airlines like that. And then you have the super low cost, the ultra low cost, Frontier, Allegiant, and others. Yeah. Right?
Correct.
That's the state of play.
So far, yes.
Okay. And one of the guys in the middle was going to buy one of the guys in the smaller category. Is that right? JetBlue was going to buy Spirit.
That's right.
Okay. Oh, by the way, what are the big four? What percentage of the airline industry are the big four?
About, the numbers I've seen are about 75%, but I've heard 80 or a little bit lower
80%,
today.
75, 80%, so pretty big.
Yeah.
And then the JetBlue Spirit was going to be what percentage of the business then?
I don't remember the exact number.
That merger would have happened.
It was a much smaller percentage.
Yeah, but I heard like 10%?
It was something like that.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. And then, so this is proposed, I think, a couple years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago. And then a couple years later, it's like Justice Department sues, says, no, you can't do it. This is bad. Ms. Rose says it's terrible. And it all falls apart. Is that right?
That's correct.
And we got this famous tweet now from Senator Warren. She said, I've warned for months that a JetBlue Spirit Airlines merger would have led to fewer flights and higher rates. Seems to me now that Spirit's went out of business, we got fewer flights and higher rates. Is that true?
I believe that is correct.
Yeah, maybe if they would have merged, we wouldn't have that, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, Ms. Rose said that, she said JetBlue was going to raise prices 30%. Would raising prices 30% still be lower than the big four?
It would, and it would also still provide airline service where now there's none.
Right.
So,
right, and there'll still be lots of employees at Spirit probably still working.
right, effectively, the price is infinite now because there is no option.
How many Spirit employees lost their job, you know?
I actually don't have that number, sir.
17,000 people lost their job because the Biden DOJ said, no, we don't want a middle-class, lower-cost airline buying a super low-cost airline. Even if they raise prices 30%, it's still lower than the big four. They would account for 10% of the market and be able to compete against the 80%.
What happens when the government blocks a major business deal, claiming it will protect consumers, but the company ends up collapsing anyway? That explosive question took center stage during a Senate hearing where lawmakers challenged experts over the failed JetBlue Spirit merger. The debate quickly turned into a broader discussion about airline competition, rising ticket prices, and whether antitrust regulators actually achieved the opposite of what they intended. As witnesses presented their views, senators questioned whether blocking the merger left travelers with fewer choices and thousands of workers without jobs. Here's everything that happened.
We do, I think, in fact, need to think about out-of-market efficiencies when we're looking at these competition concerns, because JetBlue providing more and extended service was a benefit to consumers that was completely discounted under current antitrust doctrine. I think this committee has the jurisdiction to solve that problem.
I think we do too. Mr. Ravitch, anything you want to add to that?
No, I would add something like this, which is Spirit is an example of deregulatory success. They created a completely fresh innovation that actually
so fresh they named it after him, right? What's called the Spirit.
Right, their yellow planes were remarkable.
Shazam, that's like, well, they were so unique, so new that they actually called it the Spirit effect in the airline industry. Imagine that.
Yes, sir.
And Elizabeth Warren says, no, we're going to put them out of business, not let them continue. We can't let JetBlue buy, we can't have a merger, because 5 big people competing would be somehow harmful to consumers when right now it's 4 big players. That makes no sense to me. I didn't mean to jump in. Keep going.
No, I have nothing to add. Mic drop on that.
Yeah, okay. Governor, you get the last minute to hopefully educate the committee on why we need to do things the right way at the Justice Department versus how it was done before. Anything you want to add?
You want me to freeform? Oh,
yeah.
No, well, look, I would just, when we talk about the one thing I've picked up here is today 46% of all passengers fly on low-cost or ultra-low-cost carriers. That number was about 25% in the year 2000. It was about 4% around this time of deregulation. So more people are flying on these other low-cost carriers and low-cost carriers than ever before, which is an opportunity. I would just caution, I know the 75, 80% has been thrown around. You have to be careful. That can be miles traveled. That can be number of flights. But when you look at actual number of passengers, they have about 50% of the low-cost and ultra-low-cost carriers. And that's a great thing, right? That increased competition with low-cost pricing has forced the big guys to create low-cost models that they traditionally didn't have to allow, again, more competition.
Don't forget to like, comment, and hit the subscribers button for more political and controversial showdowns.